Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and Aussie history fans. Today, we're counting down the top 4 most valuable and expensive 50-cent coins from Australia. These aren't just ordinary pieces of change. They're rare treasures that, in the right condition, can bring big money in today's collector market. Some of these coins tell stories of history, some are famous for their rarity, and all of them are in high demand. Let's get started. First up, the 1994 Australian 50-cent coin is one of the most heartwarming and meaningful commemorative coins ever released by the Royal Australian Mint. Struck to celebrate the International Year of the Family, it carries a message that goes far beyond currency. Instead of just being a piece of change, it became a symbol of togetherness, love, and the bonds that form the foundation of every society. Even today, this coin is remembered not only for its design, but also for the emotions and ideals it represents. The reverse design, created by Australian artist Carolyn Rosser, is unlike any other coin of its time. Instead of traditional heraldry or formal symbolism, the coin features a childlike drawing of a family, simple, raw, and touching in its honesty. To the right sits the United Nations emblem, a reminder of the global initiative to promote the importance of family in shaping lives and communities. The combination of innocence in the child's drawing and the authority of the UN symbol creates a unique duality that makes the coin instantly memorable. The lettering on the reverse is clear and bold, reading Australia 1994 50 cents. Around this is the smooth dodecagonal shape, instantly recognizable as Australia's standard 50-cent coin. Unlike earlier issues featuring the coat of arms, this commemorative design struck a personal and emotional chord, and it continues to do so for collectors and families who lived through the era. On the obverse, as was tradition at the time, we see Queen Elizabeth II in her third decimal portrait by sculptor Raphael Maklouf. This effigy, used from 1985 to 1998, portrays the Queen wearing the royal diadem, earrings, and necklace, a regal image that contrasts beautifully with the playful and innocent reverse design. Together, the obverse and reverse reflect both authority and humanity, creating a coin with balance and meaning. In terms of specifications, the coin weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, and is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its iconic 12-sided dodecagonal shape makes it easily distinguishable from other coins, a design element that has made the Australian 50 cent one of the most recognizable coins in circulation worldwide. The mintage for the 1994 International Year of the Family 50-cent coin was around 20.2 million pieces, making it reasonably common in circulation at the time. Millions of Australians held one in their pockets, making it one of the most accessible commemorative coins of the 1990s. But over time, many were lost, damaged, or heavily worn, which is why high-quality examples are far less common today. Your coin, being in damaged condition, is still a valuable historical artifact, though its collector value is affected by wear and damage. Most damaged or heavily circulated examples will trade for around 50 cents to $1 Australian dollar, essentially close to face value. However, condition is everything in numismatics, and pristine, uncirculated coins can bring far higher prices. For collectors seeking near-perfect examples, values can rise to $5 to $10 AUD in uncirculated grade, while proof versions, released in sets for collectors, can fetch anywhere between $20 and $50 Australian dollars depending on quality and demand. Coins graded at the highest professional levels, particularly if they retain original mint luster, may attract even stronger bids from enthusiasts building complete commemorative collections. Interestingly, error coins from this issue are extremely rare but highly sought after. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins with missing details can skyrocket in value, sometimes selling for hundreds of dollars. This is where an ordinary 50-cent piece can suddenly transform into a serious collectible with big dollar potential. Collectors love the 1994 International Year of the Family 50-cent coin not just for its design, but for its message. It's one of the few Australian coins that speaks directly to values of unity, love, and nurturing, making it deeply personal for many Australians. This emotional connection has helped sustain its popularity, even though it was minted in large numbers. The demand for this coin remains strong because it is part of the Australian commemorative 50-cent series, a collection that many enthusiasts aim to complete. Every commemorative release tells a different story about Australia's culture, history, and values, and the 1994 coin is a key chapter in that narrative. Skipping it leaves a hole in any serious collection. From an investment standpoint, while this coin is not rare in circulated or damaged condition, its potential lies in quality and rarity of strike. Over time, uncirculated and proof versions will only grow scarcer as more are absorbed into private collections. That scarcity naturally drives up value, especially as new generations of collectors begin chasing complete sets. For beginners in coin collecting, the 1994 commemorative 50-cent coin offers a fantastic entry point. It's affordable, meaningful, and readily available, yet it still carries the thrill of hunting for higher-grade examples. For advanced collectors, chasing proof strikes or unusual minting errors adds depth and challenge to their pursuit. The coin also has a strong nostalgia factor. For Australians who grew up in the 1990s, finding one of these coins in their change is a reminder of school days, family life, and a period of optimism in national history. That personal connection keeps demand alive, even for coins that might otherwise be overlooked due to their large mintages. The 1994 International Year of the Family 50-cent coin is more than just a piece of copper and nickel. It is a tribute to the values that hold communities together, a celebration of love and connection, and a powerful reminder that sometimes the most valuable things in life aren't measured in money, but in relationships. Still, for the collector with an eye for detail, this coin can also bring surprising financial rewards, especially in high grades or rare error forms. So while your damaged example may not make you a millionaire today, the very design it carries reminds us that wealth isn't always found in banknotes or coins. Sometimes, it lies in family, heritage, and the stories we pass down. And for those who continue to collect and treasure these coins, the 1994 Australian 50-cent commemorative will always hold a priceless place in their hearts and collections. Next up, the 2010 Australian 50-cent coin is one of those intriguing pieces of modern currency that demonstrates the perfect blend of artistry, national symbolism, and everyday use. Unlike some commemoratives that are struck only for special sets, the 2010 coin was produced for circulation, meaning millions of Australians handled it in their daily lives. Yet, despite its accessibility, high quality, and pristine examples from this year are now becoming increasingly sought after by collectors. The reverse design of the 2010 issue continued the iconic theme introduced in 1966, featuring the Australian coat of arms. This powerful emblem displays a shield representing the 6 states of Australia, supported proudly by a kangaroo and an emu. Both animals were chosen because of their national significance, and because they are famously unable to walk backward, symbolizing a nation moving only forward. At the base of the design rests a scroll with the word Australia, ensuring this coin proudly carries the country's name wherever it travels. On the obverse, the 2010 coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy, introduced in 1999, is one of the most detailed depictions of the Queen ever used on Australian currency, showing her wearing the crown of the United Kingdom. The image was considered bold and modern at the time of its release, and by 2010 it had become a familiar sight on all circulating Australian coins. When it comes to specifications, the 2010 Australian 50-cent coin stays true to its standard composition. It is made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that distinctive silver-like appearance while retaining durability. The coin weighs 15.55 grams, measures 31.65 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of 2.8 millimeters. Its 12-sided dodecagonal shape makes it instantly recognizable, both in hand and by touch, ensuring it stands out in pockets and collections alike. The mintage for 2010 was relatively high, with millions of coins entering circulation. This makes it relatively easy to find in lower grades. But collectors are not just interested in quantity. They are obsessed with condition and rarity within condition. An average circulated 2010 50-cent piece may only be worth its face value, but coins in uncirculated or proof condition tell a very different story when it comes to market demand. In excellent condition, such as the coin you describe, values can climb significantly above face value. Collectors will pay anywhere between $5 to $15 Australian dollars for pristine, uncirculated coins from this year. Proof coins, struck with a mirror-like finish and released in collector sets, can often command $25 to $50 or more, depending on how well they have been preserved over time. Even more exciting is the potential for rare errors. Some 2010 50-cent coins display unusual minting flaws such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or die cracks. These errors are incredibly rare, but when they surface, they can bring in hundreds of dollars, instantly turning an ordinary coin into a collector's treasure. This is where the real millionaire-making potential lies for modern circulation coins. Beyond its face value and errors, the 2010 Australian 50-cent coin has strong collector demand because it falls into an increasingly popular trend, building complete year sets. Many Australian collectors aim to own one coin from each year of issue, and with over 50 years of decimal currency history, the 2010 coin is an essential piece of the puzzle. Missing it leaves an incomplete collection, so the demand is steady and consistent. The historical context also adds interest. By 2010, Australia had already celebrated several decades of decimal currency, and the rank broadly effigy had cemented itself as a modern standard. This makes coins from this era historically significant, as they represent the transition into a new century while still carrying forward traditions of national identity and royal symbolism. Collectors today often look back on the 2010 issue with a sense of nostalgia. For many Australians, it represents a time of change, optimism, and cultural pride. Everyday items like this coin carry stories of shopping trips, family life, and milestones from that year, which gives them sentimental value beyond their metal composition. For investors, the smart play lies in securing the highest grade examples. Coins that have never seen circulation, especially those preserved in Royal Australian Mint packaging, will continue to increase in value as time goes on. As more collectors enter the market and fewer pristine coins remain available, the pressure of demand will push values higher. For beginners, the 2010 coin is a perfect entry point into numismatics. It is easy to find, inexpensive in circulated form, and yet it offers plenty of opportunity to chase better grades or even rare varieties. For advanced collectors, the challenge lies in securing proof strikes or identifying elusive mint errors, a pursuit that can prove both thrilling and rewarding. The future market potential for this coin is promising. While it is not rare in sheer numbers, its appeal lies in being part of the beloved Australian 50-cent series. As time passes, younger collectors will look to complete their sets, and coins from 2010 in excellent condition will become harder to find in the open market. This gradual reduction in supply will almost certainly push values upward. The aesthetic value of the coin cannot be overlooked either. The powerful coat of arms, the noble effigy of the Queen, and the sharp edges of the dodecagon make it a visually striking piece of modern currency. It is a coin that looks good in a collection display, especially when kept in high grade with full original luster. The 2010 Australian 50-cent coin reminds us that not all treasures need to be ancient to be valuable. With its excellent design, symbolic meaning, and strong market demand, it proves that even modern coins can become future collectibles. While your coin in excellent condition may not yet make you a millionaire overnight, it is a piece that holds both historical charm and financial promise, especially if kept safe for the years ahead. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone who has just stumbled across a shining 2010 50-cent piece in your change, one thing is certain: this coin represents opportunity. It's a bridge between everyday currency and collectible treasure, a symbol of Australia's national pride, and a reminder that the next coin in your hand could be worth far more than 50 cents. Next up, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin is a fascinating piece of decimal coinage history, carrying with it over 4 decades of circulation, countless stories, and growing significance among collectors today. Even though millions were struck, coins like this are no longer just ordinary pieces of change. In the right condition or with rare minting varieties, they can attract serious attention and value in the numismatic market. On the reverse, the 1980 coin proudly carries the Australian coat of arms, a design that has become one of the most enduring and iconic features of the nation's coinage. At the center of the shield are 6 smaller shields, each representing one of Australia's states. Flanking the shield are 2 of the nation's most recognizable creatures, the kangaroo and the emu. These animals were chosen because they are not only native but also symbolic of progress, as neither can move backward easily. Beneath the shield rests a scroll engraved with the name Australia, solidifying its national identity. The obverse of the 1980 issue featured the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Arnold Machin. This effigy, introduced in 1966, portrays the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. By 1980, this portrait was well established, symbolizing continuity and respect for the monarchy. The combination of the regal obverse and the heraldic reverse gives this coin a timeless, dignified appearance. In terms of specifications, the coin follows the standard format for all post-1969 Australian 50-cent pieces. It is struck from 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives it a silver-like appearance but with greater durability. The coin weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.8 millimeters. Its distinctive 12-sided shape makes it instantly recognizable and prevents it from being confused with round coins of similar size. The mintage of the 1980 50-cent coin was quite high, with over 45 million coins produced for circulation. This means that, in circulated condition, they are relatively easy to find even today. However, as with many coins, sheer numbers don't tell the full story. What truly matters to collectors is the condition, grade, and any unique varieties that might exist within the mintage. In circulated condition, a 1980 50-cent piece will usually trade for face value. But in very fine to extremely fine grades, where details of the coat of arms remain crisp and the Queen's portrait shows minimal wear, these coins may bring in $2 to $5 AUD. In uncirculated or mint state condition, the value can rise to $15 to 25 Australian dollars or more, particularly if the coin exhibits full luster and sharp detail. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1980 50-cent coin lies in its potential mint errors and varieties. Error coins, such as those with double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks, are highly collectible and can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on the severity and rarity of the flaw. This makes the hunt for 1980 coins in circulation an adventure, as you never quite know when you might stumble upon a valuable rarity. Another factor that adds intrigue to the 1980 issue is its historical context. By 1980, Australia had been using decimal currency for 14 years, and the public had fully embraced the 50-cent coin after the withdrawal of the round silver version in 1969. This made the dodecagonal coin the standard bearer of half-dollar value, and it became deeply embedded in the daily lives of Australians. Collectors also value the 1980 coin because it falls into the highly popular year-set collections. Many Australian numismatists strive to own at least one example of every year of decimal coinage, and the 1980 issue is an essential part of completing that timeline. Without it, no collection can claim to represent the full story of Australia's modern currency. The design longevity of the 1980 coin also adds weight to its appeal. The coat of arms has remained unchanged on the 50-cent piece for decades, creating a sense of familiarity and tradition. Yet, when placed alongside coins from earlier and later years, subtle differences in minting quality, condition, and wear become noticeable, sparking greater interest among detail-oriented collectors. For investors, the 1980 coin offers a unique opportunity. While its base circulated examples may not seem extraordinary, the higher grade and error examples are climbing steadily in value. As the decades pass, finding pristine, untouched coins from this era will become increasingly rare, which means their value trajectory is almost guaranteed to rise. The aesthetic value of the 1980 issue also shouldn't be underestimated. With its sharp lines, heraldic imagery, and iconic dodecagon shape, it is a coin that stands out in any display case. For those who appreciate both beauty and history, the 1980 50 cent is an affordable yet striking addition to a collection. Beyond investment and collecting, the 1980 coin carries cultural significance. It represents a time when Australia was entering a new era of modernization and global presence. Coins like this are everyday artifacts of that journey, carrying in their metal the touch of millions of Australians who lived, worked, and spent in that year. For new collectors, the 1980 50-cent coin offers a perfect entry point into numismatics. It is affordable, widely available, and carries a sense of history that makes it much more than just spare change. For seasoned collectors, the challenge lies in securing high-grade examples or tracking down elusive minting errors, pursuits that can prove both thrilling and rewarding. The 1980 Australian 50-cent coin is much more than a piece of circulating currency. It is a snapshot of history, a work of design, and a potential treasure for those who know where to look. While not every coin will make you a millionaire overnight, the right example, especially one with a rare error or exceptional grade, can command impressive value in the market. And as time goes on, its importance and desirability will only grow. Next up, the 1978 Australian 50-cent coin is a fascinating relic of Australia's decimal currency era, a coin that holds not just monetary value, but also cultural and historical weight. Though at first glance it may seem like an ordinary piece of change, the deeper you look, the more you realize that the 1978 50 cent is a story in silver-toned copper nickel, a story that still excites collectors and investors today. The reverse design of the 1978 issue carries the classic Australian coat of arms, a symbol steeped in national pride. At the center sits the shield featuring the 6 states of Australia, supported on either side by the kangaroo and the emu. Both animals were chosen because they cannot easily move backward, representing a nation always moving forward. Beneath the shield is a flowing scroll bearing the word Australia, anchoring the design in patriotic significance. On the obverse, we find a regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. This effigy, used from 1966 through to 1984, shows the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. By 1978, this portrait had become instantly recognizable to Australians, and it gave the coin an air of royal dignity and stability. In terms of specifications, the 1978 coin is consistent with other post-1969 issues. It is struck in a copper-nickel alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 15.55 grams, with a diameter of 31.65 millimeters and a distinctive 12-sided dodecagonal shape. This unique geometry prevents confusion with round coins of similar size and has become an unmistakable hallmark of Australian currency. The mintage of the 1978 50-cent coin was over 25 million pieces, making it a fairly common coin in circulation at the time. However, over the decades, most of these coins have suffered from heavy wear, scratches, and circulation damage. Finding examples in top condition has become more difficult, and that is where the true value begins to emerge. For those in circulated condition, such as heavily worn coins, the value typically remains at or near face value. However, in better grades such as very fine or extremely fine, the 1978 coin can bring anywhere from $2 to $5 on the collector's market. This might not sound like much, but the value rises dramatically when we consider coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, where prices can reach $20 to $40 or higher, especially if the coin retains its original luster. What makes the 1978 50-cent coin particularly intriguing are the varieties and errors that sometimes emerge from this mintage. Error coins, whether they are struck off-center, display die cracks, have clipped planchets, or show doubling in the lettering, are highly prized. Depending on the severity and rarity of the error, a 1978 error coin could easily sell for hundreds of dollars, turning an everyday piece of change into a collector's jackpot. The year 1978 was also a significant moment in Australian history. Economically and socially, the nation was evolving, and coins like this 50 cent became silent witnesses to those changes. People used it for everyday purchases, from groceries to transport fares, embedding it deeply in the rhythm of daily life. Today, that sense of connection to the past makes it not just a coin, but a time capsule of Australian living in the late 1970s. For collectors, the 1978 coin is also important in building a complete decimal coin set. Many enthusiasts aim to collect every single year of the 50-cent coin, and missing even one issue would leave a gap in the collection. This has created steady demand for the 1978 coin, especially in higher grades. The design longevity is another appeal. The coat of arms on the reverse has remained on the 50 cent for decades, but when viewed closely across different years, subtle variations in strike, detail, and finish make each issue unique. Collectors love comparing coins from different years, and the 1978 issue stands as a proud part of that ongoing tradition. From an investment perspective, coins like the 1978 issue are increasingly attractive. While circulated examples may not bring huge sums today, the higher-grade examples are becoming scarcer as time passes. Every year, fewer uncirculated coins remain, meaning the surviving pieces grow more valuable over time. It's not unrealistic to imagine that pristine examples will continue to climb steadily in value. The beauty of the coin is undeniable. With its bold dodecagonal shape, regal obverse, and heraldic reverse, the 1978 coin stands as both a functional piece of money and a miniature work of art. Collectors and investors alike appreciate it for both its design and its historical significance. For new collectors, the 1978 coin offers an easy entry point, widely available, historically rich, and affordable. For seasoned collectors, the hunt for rare errors or top-grade mint-state examples adds a layer of excitement and challenge. This balance of accessibility and rarity makes it a coin that appeals across the numismatic spectrum. It's also worth remembering that the dream of $1 million coin often begins with coins just like this. While not every 1978 50 cent will make you a millionaire, rare varieties and errors have already proven to be extremely lucrative. A careful eye, patience, and a little luck could turn this unassuming coin into a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands. In conclusion, the 1978 Australian 50-cent coin is far more than spare change. It is history, art, culture, and investment potential rolled into one. Whether found in your pocket, inherited from family, or purchased from a dealer, it is a coin that deserves admiration and respect. And who knows, that circulated 1978 coin in your hand today could be tomorrow's collector's prize, a small piece of metal with the power to change your fortune. Next up,